So guys, Arise TV crew members have reacted to the latest move by the United States to designate Nigeria, and they are calling for the federal government to do the needful. That if you don't want this designation, why not stop the buying of Christians? That they can no longer cover for Nigeria. I mean, Rufai said we can no longer deny it. We can no longer deny it. For people who will say, no, it's not happening, it's not happening. It's both for the Christians and the Muslim. Now, Arise crew is saying that we can no longer cover it because there have been a whole lot of videos circulated. There have been videos of previous buying of Christians where many people were being, sent into the ground, and now those videos are circulating in their numbers. So there is no other way to hide. Now, Bola Dane is still trying to push the wrong narrative, but guess what? C.A.N has come out to tell Bola Dane, don't push us into trouble. There is buying of Christians. Before now, we heard that C.A.N said, no, there is no buying of Christians. Now, C.A.N has made a U-turn saying that Bola Dane was the one pushing the false narrative that actually Christians are being pied, and if the government does not want them to be designated, why not stop the pie? That they want to see effort from the government to stop this pie. That's the most important thing. So guys, I'm just going to allow you to take a look at some of the reactions from Arise TV. There's a whole lot in this video that you are going to be learning from, especially things that are happening in Nigeria that you don't even know about. Take your time, watch this video, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now take a look.
Let's now highlight this investigative report by the cable's open source intelligence analysis, which revealed that certain social media echo chambers affiliated with the indigenous peoples of Biafra have played significant roles in amplifying claims of a Christian genocide in Nigeria. Well, according to the cable, data from X showed that between January 1st and October 1st, 2025, there were approximately 165,000 mentions of the topic, reaching an estimated 2.83 billion people, a figure more than 12 times Nigeria's population. Four prominent hashtags emerged: hashtag Christian genocide, Truth Nigeria, Lara Logan, and Biafra Exit Now, which was an unusual part of the discourse. Confidence Makhari, a senior geopolitics analyst at SBM Intelligence, stated that the story about Christian genocide in Nigeria was initiated by Ipob as far back as 2016. The analysis found that X accounts promoting Biafra and Nnamdi Kanu were the most vocal online, particularly those supporting IPOB's separation from Nigeria. The cable also found that U.S. Senator Ted Cruz, who has pushed for sanctions against Nigeria, received $1.8 billion in donations from IPAC, a pro-Israel lobbying group. I mean, this investigation reveals, complex layers of international politics, separatist agendas, and religious narratives intersecting in Nigeria's security discourse. Rufai, we're hearing that IPOB is one of the, groups that have promoted this hashtag Christian genocide. But I mean, we have seen major killings. But before I come to you, I'll take this story. Meanwhile, the Christian Association of Nigeria has faulted the statement released by a special advisor to the president on policy communication, Daniel Bwala, after a meeting with the association in Abuja. The dispute centers on how Bwala characterized C.A.N's position on allegations of Christian genocide in Nigeria. On Monday, Bwala visited C.A.N's National Secretariat amid allegations of Christian genocide and moves by some U.S. lawmakers to protect persecuted Christians. In his statement, Bwala quoted C.A.N President Daniel Oko as referring to the issue as so-called Christian genocide narrative. However, in a statement on Tuesday, Oko said the association did not describe the killings as so-called Christian genocide, stating that Bwala's release falsely suggested that the association downplayed the killings of Christians. And I'll read C.A.N's statement in part. The Christian Association of Nigeria wrote, C.A.N made it clear that its position on this issue has long been established and remains unchanged. Across many parts of northern Nigeria and the Middle Belt, Christian communities have suffered repeated, organized, and brutal attacks, which have left thousands dead, villages destroyed, and families displaced. The meeting was recorded by C.A.N's media team, and at no point did Archbishop Oko use such words or express such a view while referring to the tragedy as a so-called genocide, trivializes the pain of countless Christians who have lost loved ones, and that is a fact, Rufai. We often raise concerns about government communication strategies. This is yet another example. This is a sensitive topic and should have been, handled with the sensitivity it deserves. The portrayal of religious community positions on sensitive national security issues shouldn't be trivialized. Meanwhile, religious leaders and activists attending a roundtable in Abuja on building synergy among faith-based NGOs for freedom of religion or beliefs have criticized the widespread culture of impunity surrounding mob killings in the name of blasphemy, lamenting that those responsible are seldom persecuted. They argue that Nigeria's destruction of the liberal spirit of its constitution stems from allowing religious doctrines to influence state laws. The CEO of Christian Awareness Initiative of Nigeria, John Hayab, during the meeting also decried killings of Christians. And let's take a listen to him, Rufai, before I come to you.
Nigerians are being killed, and Nigerians are crying that this killing must stop. Fortunately for us, Ted Cruz started the conversation in America, but we too are the victims, and we are saying this conversation affects us and do something to stop it. So if you want to stop anything, just stop the killing. That's all. If this killing is not stopped, then this conversation will continue to generate other issues. Stop the killings. Prove that you don't want this killing. Let victims see that you don't want these killings. Parents, relatives of victims realize that those who kill their loved ones, the law is going after them.
And Mr. Joseph here has made the exact point. If we want this whole thing to stop, we have to stop the killings. It's not about painting Nigeria in a bad light or not. We have actually seen Christian killings. And there are videos of mass burials in Plateau State that have, resurfaced online showing, humongous coffins and all of that. It's really a sad situation, but we shouldn't trivialize it. I'd like for you to, talk about C.A.N's clarification with Daniel Buwala apparently trivializing the sensitivity of these Christian killings as well.
I think the attempt by the cable to rope IPOB into this, I think is highly condemnable. Because when you check the data and the statistics, not only IPOB that has been talking about the killings of a lot of Christians in this country. And I think let's not sway into tribal divisions. It's not fair. It's not fair.
What do you mean tribal? Ipob is a group?
No, Ipob is a group that is tilted towards a particular group. You saying that it was only Ipob that have been talking about Christian genocide online accounts lead to Ipob is very tribalistic in nature. Not that I support everything IBOP has done. Other groups have talked about it. The likes of Father Kuka has been speaking about the killings of Christians in this country. Even Reno Mokri have been speaking. If you have the time, I can read some of Reno Mokri's past tweets as regards the killing of Christians.
Yes, he was a huge campaigner of freely Ashari.
Freely Ashari. So I can talk about, the attempt for you to say is not only IPO. Even Father Kuka, most of the people that...
No, I don't think, to be fair to the cable, they did not say only IPOB. They listed, if I did send you the investigation.
I saw it, but what was said... It wasn't just only IPOB. What was said was that accounts leaked to IPOB. You can go back and read the story.
Yeah.
This is not the time for tribal baiting. Please. It's not going to move us forward. I'm saying that because, Oji, I love this country so much. And when narratives like this start to jump, we start to go, no. Everybody has talked about Christian genocide. We have all been affected one way or the other. People have been affected. But what we're also saying is, I'm also part of those advocating that, please, I don't want Nigeria to be on that list of countries of concern. Because it's not going to augur well for us. And that's why I'm saying government agencies, go speak to them, while we also find a solution to the killing internally here. But for the fact that we are trying to say it's not happening, no, don't lose me there. It is happening. All this one that you're seeing in Benue, it's not that is it Ipob that recorded this video? No. It is happening. We have a problem on our hands. Christians and Muslims are being killed. Should people even be killed in this large number in the first place? I think that's the question we should ask ourselves. Look at people that are being buried today. So while we go to liaise with them, we should also speak the truth. And like I also said, please, anybody that's not trying to use the propaganda and turn things around, because see, in fact, let me even read some, statements attributed to Father Kuka in the past. You know, in an interview, he affirmed that there's violence against Nigerian Christians and had the characteristics of genocide according to international law. This is a 2020 interview. So we've all said this in the past. There's even an ECHO report by the UK, Kuka's comment in 2020, followed by ECHO finding of June 2020 report by the UK All-Party Parliamentary Group for International Freedom of Religion titled Nigeria Unfolding Genocide. So please, how we can stop it and stop this blasphemy? I mean, we've been here when we've talked about issues of blasphemy of some sort now. And the way people have been out there. Well, we're not here when we talked about, okay, I had not joined the rise then. Eunice Olawale's case was longer. But other people that they keep, it's not Deborah's case.
Deborah, which is still...
it's not Deborah's case. We talked about Deborah's case. And no one. And what, see, Oji, let's even tell ourselves the truth. What happened after Deborah's case is the shocking one. When the people were arrested, didn't the city erupt? Weren't there squabbles? Weren't churches now attacked? I mean, let's tell ourselves the truth in this country.
Right.
So please, everybody has been talking about, let's solve the problem. That's all that matters. And as regards the tanker accident, Oji, the point I just quickly want to make is, you see, culture will eat strategy for breakfast. If an accident happens in civilized parts of the world, the area is first cordoned off. If the area is cordoned off, people will not be able to go and scoop in the first place.
Right.
So those are the problems here.
Like I was saying, to be fair to the cable, they did a deep research and they had detailed, I did send you the research. I detailed the number of groups and people that have spoken about the, Christian genocide as well. But let me take this before I come to you. Speaking at the Vatican, the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Matthew Hassan Kuka, urged the U.S. government not to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, a designation reserved for nations committing systematic, ongoing, egregious violations of religious freedom. Kuka argued that a CPC status would hinder current government initiatives aimed at resolving Christian persecution. He also warned that the designation would only increase fears, tensions, sow doubt, open windows of suspicion, and allow the criminals and perpetrators of violence to exploit. Instead, the bishop appealed for the U.S. to lift the weapons ban to allow Nigeria to better fight extremist group. We're seeing that there's even a weapons ban from the United States, and which is a huge call. I think this is how we begin to tackle this menace of genocide in Nigeria.
For me, with all that's going on, the main word that continues to stick in my head is sovereignty. There's no country on the face of this green earth that doesn't have its issues and its challenges. Yes, they vary in extremity. However, it is the onus of that country to resolve its problems. We cannot invite outsiders, foreigners, to come and solve our own problems. It has been done in the past, not just in Nigeria, in several places. It does not solve problems. It does not lead to the best interest of the Nigerian citizen. Because when you call a country X, Y, or Z to come and solve your problem, that country is looking after its own specific interest. So our local advocates, our local politicians, our local, whatever they may be, the first thing is to prioritize Nigeria. I understand that it may be in good faith that people run overseas to see who can help them because they feel they're not being heard locally. But let this be a warning that help from overseas has proven to always be detrimental to countries and to the locals in most cases around the world. Here in Africa, the examples are endless. Which country that is resource rich has not been ridden by all kinds of deepening crises, never-ending crises, because they invited somebody to come and solve their problems? You look at an issue of Libya, for example. So whether it be dictatorship, authoritarianism, genocide, insecurity, killings, and so forth, we need to look for the solution within, and beyond within, regional solutions. Now, when you look at the digital space and all that's happening there, we have to be very, very careful with the narrative around the digital space, because we're living in the era of bot farms. Now, what's a bot farm? So, bot farm is you go, you invest, you set up a bunch of computers and gadgets and so forth, and they churn out millions and millions and millions of talking points on various issues. Now, I can set up a bot farm to speak on any issue and to create millions and billions of impressions on any issue whatsoever. Right. So there are all of these other intricate issues, and it's not just an Ipob issue. Even when we look at government issues, it seems that government also has their own bot farms that push their own agenda. It seems that internationally in America, MAGA has their own. It's not a Nigerian phenomenon. It's the digital age. Now, we need to be careful that this era that we're in, where warfare has been taken to the digital streets to incite people, because when you look at Madagascar, Nepal, Peru, which other countries am I leaving out? Look at most of the unrest that has happened. Kenya, a lot of the unrest, it begins in the digital space. People should advocate. People should stand for what they believe in. However, it cannot be insightful. Yes. It cannot be treasonous. Yes. It cannot be against the sovereignty of your country. Right. I denounce that.
Yes, advocate responsibly. And that's really the point. Well, let's tie the story in together. Well, in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, a Christian property owner in a viral video alleged that the Sharia Court of Appeal seized and auctioned his shop to recover a tenant's unpaid debt, despite his possession of title deeds and the tenant's goods remaining inside. The incident, which occurred on Tuesday, has sparked widespread debate about jurisdictional overreach. Well, let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
I was in my shop 3 months ago. Some people just carry motor gun. Said they are from Sharia Court of Appeal Gudu. That their chief litigation and chief registrar has auctioned my shop. I told them that I don't have any case with them. Why should they auction my shop? I built this shop in 2012. I rent their first shop in number. I rent one to somebody. They said the person in the shop is showing them credit. I told the person owner, why can't you provide his goods? That the goods in that shop. They know nothing about the goods. They say what they know is they want to take that shop. I tell them the side should come to the court and tell them if I'm the owner of the shop. I go there. Even though I'm a Christian, I tell them why should a Christian go to Sharia court? They say I must come if I'm the owner, that they will leave me my shop. I take all the documents to them. Even when I read here, they even see the document, say they will do investigation. All I see today, they just come here, carry paper come, say that I auction the shop, that they are doing hand over. Because I'm a Christian, because I'm Igbo, they collect my shop, Sharia court. Even if they will follow the law, as a Christian, what I have to do with Sharia court? Don't help me, don't help me, don't help me, Nigeria help me, my love finish you, my love finish you, my love finish you. I do that not enough.
So sad. You know, some legal experts have argued that this represents a clear overreach of Sharia court jurisdiction, as the property owner is a Christian, and the matter involves a commercial tenancy dispute rather than Islamic personal law. The 1999 Constitution explicitly restricts Sharia courts to matters of Islamic personal law where all parties are Muslim and have consented to the court's jurisdiction. We're yet to receive an official response from judicial authorities on this matter. Ayo.
So this is a note of warning. This incident is a red flag. I say this because, Oji, you have already explained the constitutional provision for Sharia Appellate Court in Abuja. I'm sure a number of people did not even know that Sharia Court Appellate Court operates in the FCT, the Federal Capital Territory, that is supposed to be a mixed hub of people from different from different states, different ethnicities, different religious persuasions to live together in the Federal Capital Territory. To now see, as you already mentioned, the overreach of the Sharia court. The first instance is that I believe that it's high time for us as a nation to revisit this Sharia court provision. Because if we're saying that Nigeria is a secular state as stipulated in the Constitution, why do we have a court that is Islamic in its foundation, in the way it dispenses justice? And then when you talk about judicial or jurisdiction overreach, we see that it's a personal matter. So Sharia court, appellate court, is meant to deal with issues around marriage and family, estate and succession, capacity, mutual consent. So matters, civil matters like that. And like you said, emphasis on all parties must be Muslim. When they begin to now interfere in matters that have to do with Christians and Muslims, then we have a problem. But that's what happens in life. Once you give an inch, you will take a mile. And that's why I'm saying that we need to revisit this. As long as the Christians cannot ask for their own special court for Christians alone, we are raising a state of anarchy, and it's a judicial system where the lines are blurred and justice is interpreted based on religious sentiment. In saying this, like now turning up all the other stories around, Nigeria, CPC, whether or not there's Christian genocide, this attack against Christians is this. I want to appeal to this administration. Recall that when the president, for the first time in a very long time, decided to go with a Muslim ticket, these were some of the concerns that were raised.
Yes.
The optics don't look good. You might not say, oh, there's no relation, but the truth is that people raise concerns around this. And if this is exacerbated under this administration, then it speaks very bad about how they've been able to manage Christian-Muslim relationships under this administration.
All right. I mean, we're yet to hear from the judicial authorities on this matter. As soon as we get more information and more details on this matter, we will bring you, our viewers, up to speed. In any ways, they say that Abuja, I'm getting a comment saying Abuja is under the penal code as part of old northern Nigeria region. So, I mean, until we see the documents on why this man's shop was seized, we will, make our final conclusion on the story. And we'll continue to bring our viewers up to speed. Well, in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, residents of C.A.N took to the streets on Tuesday to protest an abandoned bridge project that has been left unfinished for many years. The protesters blocked the road to express their frustration and are calling on the government to take immediate action to complete the project. Let's take a look.
For 23 years, 2 decades and this bridge is now a death trap to the indigenous and non-indigenous of C.A.N community and Bayelsa at large. We are calling on the state, because state have its power, to tell NDDC to finish this job. With this, we don't have any other option. We said we have written letters, several letters. Let them come and complete the bridge. This is what we are asking. C.A.N more power.
Here they're saying 23 years. This unfinished bridge has reportedly caused significant hardship for residents who depend on the route for transportation and commerce. And this bridge is under the state government, Rufai, Ayo, Vimbai. I mean, this is what we are hearing. Like in my community, have always been advocating. We have no power for 20 years. We're still waiting. I spoke with the Commissioner for Information on Sunday. He told me, promised that within the few months that the contract has been given out again. So we're waiting. Now we're calling out the governor of Bayelsa State for these people in that area. Really unfortunate. Please.
Can I just chip in? Because initially this was under NDDC, this particular bridge. And we know that NDDC has unfortunately the reputation of incomplete projects. However, in their own, to just speak to their side of the story, in 2023, NDDC handed over this project to the state. Now, when they did the handover, the MD of NDDC had actually said that it had been paid for in full and that the state government only just had to supervise the completion of the project. So you wonder, where did the ball get dropped? If all contractors had been paid in full by NDDC when it was handed over in 2023, 2 years later, why is the bridge incomplete?
You see, this is why I have a problem with all these development commissions. It's just another bureaucratic office to sign for money.
Come on.
That's just it. So, and you see today now, we have now bloated the bureaucracy by opening South-South Development Commission. So we have NDDC, we have South-South, we have South-East, we have everything. It's just going to be another bureaucratic something where they put people in there and all of that. These are oil-producing communities.
This is
Orji's village. I've been there. Gas, goodness me. You need to see the gas around that area. A lot of, an area that rich in resource.
Complete
cannot get
injustice.
the basic dividends of electricity.
Injustice.
You see, that's the poor governance we are talking about. And when government wants to confuse you, they set up more bureaucracy. So with the NDDC now, with the state government, nothing is out of it. So, the dear Governor Doyediri, we are giving you, please, a period of time to be able to respond to this. And we want to be able to get a resolution as regards this. Let's see what's happening. Right. People of Bayelsa deserve a lot more. And for those that shout, creating new state is the way forward. You can see the state creation now. They've created new Bayelsa. The development will come. Where's the development? You're having bridge for over 20 years. This bridge has been there. Maybe I marked to do. Bayelsa was created in 1996. So look at the years.
Yes. All right.
So you see, it's a joke. It's a big joke.
Well, we are advocating for the people in that community. Please, they need good roads. Shall we take our good news report? I've been trying to take this story. I've been trying to take the story all week. All right, can we take our good news report now? Celebrating a remarkable achievement as Agbo Adoga, a 15-year-old student from Graceland International School in Port Harcourt, has achieved a perfect SAT score of 1600 and won an incredible 84 academic awards, including global accolades in mathematics and coding. This extraordinary feat places him among the elite performers worldwide. Well, Agbo's impressive accomplishments include winning the 2023 Cowbellpedia competition, Nigeria's premier mathematics competition, and earning multiple medals at international STEM events. His crowning achievement came at the iSTEM competition in Barcelona, where he was ranked best in the world for mathematics. The 15-year-old prodigy's perfect SAT score of 1600 is a rare achievement that only a small percentage of students worldwide accomplish annually, demonstrating exceptional mastery across critical reading, writing, and mathematics. His 84 academic awards span various disciplines, showcasing not just mathematical brilliance, but well-rounded excellence in STEM fields. Agbo's success at international competitions has brought immense pride to Nigeria, proving that Nigerian students can compete and excel at the highest global academic achievements.
The sum of the first n natural numbers is what? Adoga? That is correct. Next question. If the mean of 5, 8, x 12 is 10, find the value of x. A 10, B 8, Adoga. That is correct. Next question. A number is increased by 20% and then decreased. Adoga. That is correct. Next question. The probability of getting a number greater than 4 when rolling a first 6. Adoga says A. That is correct.
Congratulations. This is the kind of success story that inspires an entire generation. Adoga has expressed his dream of attending MIT, one of the world's most prestigious universities. There were reports that the Federal Ministry of Education refused to sponsor Adoga to represent Nigeria at the International Mathematics Olympiad in China, citing a lack of funds. But the Ministry of Education has debunked the report, denying any knowledge of sponsorship requests for the 15-year-old. Congratulations. Huge congratulations. And we're inviting him on our Rise Morning show. This child is so amazing. Okay. We want him on. You have his contact. Yes.
I mean, this is a class
kind of story that we want.
And also kudos, to Educare that, push a lot of this, people doing great. Educare too, Alex Onya, was part of those that fought for the student during JAM. If you remember, they were the first that revealed it. Educare has been doing a lot of jobs, so kudos to them. And Alex Onya also challenged the ministry and gave the empirical fact and what, but the ministry has not replied. You see, what happens with people like this, as it's a good news report, is the fact that they go to MIT. Once he gets there, America will pump money into him, and he becomes their egghead there.
Yes.
So we need to see how we can keep talent here.
So let us avoid that.
Let's not avoid that. That's just
There's nothing wrong with culture training exchange program.
Many of them like that.
How come they only exchange the good ones and take them abroad? No, let us talk about investing
And kudos to
in the education sector in Nigeria, because this is the potential for the young people in Nigeria. If only we can invest. So please, he can go abroad, gain the knowledge, but let the ministry, the eyes of the government be on him and really nurture him as a Nigerian diamond.
Fantastic. We're so proud.
So guys, you have seen it for yourself. A whole lot is going on in Nigeria in terms of the buying of Christians, and you just wonder sometimes why the federal government and those in charge will want to cover up for this government. They will come out to say there's no buying of people while the real buying is going on. We can no longer continue to cover for these people. I mean, enough is just enough, for them to come out to say that there's no buying of Christians while we've seen a whole lot of that going on. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as regards to this. Let me know what you think as regards to all this denial happening now under the Tinubu's government that there's no buying of Christians, when actually it is what Nigerians are seeing. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.